All right. Hello and happy Friday, everybody. It's time to do some editing. And, whew, it's been a heck of a morning. Okay, so I got to get some of my programs open, and then we can do this thing. Also, it is like, it's finally hot, and I'm all sweaty. I was doing a bunch of housework this morning, so I like vacuumed, and I was doing a bunch of cooking, and I also was doing a little bit of laundry, so I'm like all like, ugh, you know, like, ugh. But how's everybody doing? And what are you guys planning on doing for your weekend? I want to know what you guys have been up to. All right, so let me get switched over to the screeny screen so you guys can see me working, and we'll get to work here. All right, so this is what I'm working on today, and let's just start with some basic Lightroom stuff. Make sure my water bottle's out of the way. All right, I'm really happy with the way this lighting came out. I love that blue, and I love the red, the kind of magenta light on her. This is the first time I'd worked with this model, Christina. You've seen her before, but this is I'm really happy with the shot. It's raining in England. Ooh, that's kind of a bummer. I didn't remove any curtains, but what I did do, Peter, is I'm not using my LED light like I normally do. It's bright enough in here that I just boosted the ISO on my camera and I opened up my aperture. Oh, I do need to adjust the focus on this though. So let me do that. There we go. So I just opened the aperture up and boosted up my ISO a little bit so I don't have to use that light, which makes it a little bit easier for me to edit because I don't have to fight the glare of that thing shining in my face. So that's why the lighting looks a little bit different in here right now. I'm going to take off my watch too. That's bothering me. So yeah, you'll probably see me wipe my sweaty head periodically throughout the show. Hello, Sabam. Hello, Herman. Ooh, Josh. Okay, Josh, two questions. Number one, what lens did you get? Number two, what did you think of Wonder Woman? We went and saw it last night as well, and I really enjoyed it. Spoiler, I won't say anything to spoil it for anybody who might be going to watch it, but if you're thinking about going to see Wonder Woman, definitely go see it. Subham says, my sister's got her SAT tomorrow. Oh, definitely. Best wishes to your sister and best of luck. She's going to crush that SAT test, Subham. I give her 2 thumbs up for being awesome. All right, let's get to work here. So usual kind of Lightroom edits, and then we'll get into Photoshop. And this isn't going to be a very complicated edit. One of the things I want to start doing is some photos, some shoots and things that require beyond the kind of editing that I normally do. And that's going to serve 2 purposes. Number one, I want to do it because I think you guys would enjoy watching me do different things other than like the same stuff I kind of always do all the time when I edit. But number 2, I think you'd probably also enjoy watching me learn how to do Photoshop stuff that I don't know how to do yet. Which is the other reason I like to do some more complicated compositing and things of that nature. So I'm playing with the shadows. I don't want to bring that blue up too much, so I'm actually going to leave that alone. So yeah, I've been trying to come up with some concepts for photo shoots that would require some like compositing and some extra Photoshop type of work that I don't normally do. Now, I'm probably not going to do like much in the way of vibrance. Yeah, see, vibrance I definitely don't want to mess with. This has already got a lot of color to it. And so like punching that up, that's just going to make it look really bad. So I'm not going to mess around with those at all. I don't think I'm going to do any tone curve adjustments here. Yeah, I'm going to leave that alone. I like the colors the way they are. I like the contrast the way it is. So yeah, we're not going to be spending a lot of time here in Lightroom with this image. Let's see here. I'm not sure if I'll do any shooting this weekend. I think it'll rain finally. We're close to having water rationing. Wow, that's bad if you're water rationing. So I'm hoping it does rain for you guys then, Peter. That's something that I think you probably want rather than not want. I'm guessing, though. All right. And I don't need to do any noise reduction on this, so that is good. Let's get this bad boy into Photoshop. All right. Bad girl. Let's see. Hello, Hermit. Hermant. Sorry, I said Hermit. Hello, Hermant and Kransnograd. Hello, hello. Oh, it's raining in Orlando as well. Yeah, it rained a lot the last couple of weeks here in Wisconsin, but Why am I getting a bad stream rate? Hold on a sec. Let me run a quick speed test here, guys. It's telling me that YouTube isn't receiving very much data. And, I mean, I should be crushing it at like 150 megabits per second or more. Oh, my up speed is insane. Or my down speed is insanely good. Got a Canon 24-70 f2.8 and thought it was great. A few little bits that didn't make sense, such as where did the big German ship go? You know, I was wondering about that too, Josh. It seemed like when it came through, no spoilers, we can't talk too much, but it seemed like when it came through, it was like listing to the side, and then it was just gone. But I agree, Gal Gadot was great, and overall I really enjoyed it. Let me pause this here. I don't want that running. Okay, now it says we got good. Yeah, my speed is fine here, so I don't know what the deal is with this. And Kransnograd, I hope I'm saying that right. I think you're new, or at least this is the first time I've seen you comment, so welcome to the stream. For those of you who are new here, questions of any kind are more than welcome, photography related or otherwise. This is kind of just a fun hangout chat and you know, talk while I edit sort of thing. So I'm going to duplicate this layer here and just very quickly get rid of this little dilly-doo. There we go. Okay, so healing brush and okay, why is my computer running so freaking slow right now? Always something, right? There we go. Let's get rid of that little bit right there. Okay, that's fine. I am going to close this. I even did a restart on the computer before and I don't have anything else running that would be problematic here. CPU usage is only 33%. Huh. Oh well. Okay, so we're going to do a background fix here. I just wanted to get rid of that little bit thing there, and then we're going to do a full cleanup. Let's just call me Vladimir. Got it. All right, Vladimir. Welcome to the show, Vladimir. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. And like, what kind of photography do you like to do, Vladimir? That should be pretty good right there. You can see the kind of photography I like to do, of course. Hello, Gemma. I'm new to the stream, but I remember watching your camera videos about aperture, etc. Thank you for those. I'm now graduating from university. That's awesome, Gemma. Congratulations on graduating from university. Also, very glad that you enjoyed and found those videos helpful. That's why I do them. So thank you for sharing that, and thank you for joining the stream. That's really cool. Man, this is just not smooth today. Look at how janky my Photoshop is running. I'm gonna save this and restart Photoshop here, guys, because this isn't exactly usable in this fashion. And I'm also gonna go ahead and do myself. I'm gonna leave that running, but I'm gonna close up some of this other garbage in the background in case it's causing me problems. Dropbox, I don't need you right now. Google Drive, I don't need you right now. Spider Oak, I don't need you. Adobe, we do need you. I don't need short menu right now. Quit. I don't need Dash Expander right now. I don't need my little calendar application right now. Okay, I wanted to quit you. I don't want, there we go, quit. And I don't really need caffeine either. Save. I've got a good video here, so I'm not complaining. Okay, that's good to know. So, Gemma, what'd you go to university for? What's your degree in? I gotta make sure I can see the chat. Keep my water bottle out of the way. Okay, that's closed. I'm going to close Lightroom here. And I don't know if this is going to make any difference, but I'm hoping that I just need to get this out of the way too. Actually, I'm going to put this over here. That closing these programs and then restarting them will hopefully make them run a little bit smoother. Like I said, I restarted the computer before I got going, so today things seem to be running a little slow, which is whatever. That's tech life for you, right? Okay, let's reopen that. Photoshop. Let's see. Animals, architecture, nature, astrophotography, but very bad in that, and also people. Don't be so down on yourself. We all take the time to learn. It's just a matter of doing the work, right? And that's how we all learn together. It's still frustratingly slow here. Like, look at how janky this is. What is wrong with my computer today? All right, I'm not saying I'm going to do this yet, but I might have to actually restart the stream and restart my computer again, because this is ridiculous. I have no idea why it's acting the way it is. But look at that responsiveness. It's just super duper stupid slow. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to work like this. Hey, Tim, how's it going? Stuck on a business call this week. Popped in to say have fun. Stop taunting me with your best photo ever. I went to university to study film and media. I would like to go into the film industry. Ooh, that's really cool. Are you planning on doing anything on YouTube, Gemma? Because that could be a good, entry point for you, or just a good creative outlet as you work to get into the film industry. Hello, P-Tax. How's it going? Yeah, okay, I can see it now too. Yeah, it's frustratingly slow. So here's what we're going to do, okay? I am actually going to restart my computer, which means the stream is going to die. I don't think I have, Josh, but I'll check that real quick before I restart. That's a good point. Let me check my RAM allocation in the preferences. Preferences, general, performance. No, it's got access to 70%. I mean, I could give it more. Let's try giving it not 85. We'll give it 90% of the RAM. Why not? See what that does. Okay. Shut it down again. And we'll try it one more time. But it just feels like my computer well, no, because Lightroom was working just fine. My computer's been going very, very slow these last couple of days using Creative Cloud. That's cool. I'm going to try this RAM thing real quick. If this doesn't work, then I'm rebooting the whole system. But let's see if that extra RAM allocation gave it. Because it's, it certainly doesn't seem to be CPU. I've got my CPU monitor over here. And, ooh, this feels much better. Or does it? No, it's still stupid annoying. Okay, yep, I'm shutting down. I'll be right back. Skip this time. All right, closing that down. All right, you guys might be able to see me, but I don't know if I'm even live yet. I'm trying to get over to my settings and figure out what the hell's going on here and why my computer is running so damn slow. All right, so live control room. Let me make sure we're running here, and I'm actually going to go to the page so I can pop the chat back out again. Hey, Herman. Okay. I appear to be back. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm not actually sure if it's better now yet. Let me... I gotta pop my chat out here. Hello, Gemma. Excellent. Good to know you guys can see me. Thank you for the feedback. Good streaming. All right. Okay. Now let's try opening up Lightroom and Photoshop again and see if this stuff works. I rebooted and not launched CC and my computer is speeding along. Yeah. Now I haven't updated CC, but up until this point, like it's been running fine. So I don't know. But let's give it another try, and if not, I guess I'm just gonna have to deal, which I'm not pleased about the idea of just dealing, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So I'm up, let me switch over so you guys can see, and bubbly boop. I'm on. Hello. Something wacky is going on here today. Okay, my brush, my layer. Much better. Okay, this appears to be working better. This is good news. Okay, here we go. Okay, edit time, I'm back. Things are speeding along. Gemma, what is your YouTube channel? I would love to see some of the stuff you have if it's available for public viewing. If you could drop your username, I know you can't drop links into the chat, but if you want to pop your username in there or private message me on YouTube, your YouTube link, I would love to see some of your film work. Yes, definitely better now. We are speeding along, and editing, finally. It's only 1:21. Not exactly as quickly as I wanted to get into this quicker, but that reboot seemed to fix the problem. Whatever the heck it was that was bogging things down has gone away. Oh, and you guys remember, on a couple of shows, people have asked about like the double brush that you can see. And I think what it is just when I'm moving the brush like this, you can see the icon that indicates where the brush is doubles up on itself, and so it looks like a double brush, but it's really not that. It's just the fact that I'm just brushing away at the on the canvas, and the brush just keeps sort of showing that. I know I'm not explaining that very well. I'm gonna admit though that I'm a little bit flustered because of the slowdown problem that I was having, so I might be a little bit incoherent for a little bit here. So the version of CC that I'm currently using is, let's see, apps. So I'm running Photoshop CC. No, this is the update. So let's see what version number I'm on. Help. About. Where's the about? About Photoshop CC. So I'm running 2015.5.1 for Photoshop, and I'm not even sure which well, I mean, it's on version 2017, so I should probably update sooner rather than later, but I don't update right away because, and this is 2015.8. I don't like to update right away because I'm afraid of problems happening. And I don't like it when problems happen when I update software and then I can't use software that I need. So I usually stay behind, a few versions, a version or two of my important, like my key software, Photoshop, Lightroom, Final Cut for my video editing, things of that nature. I don't like to mess around with like the bleeding edge versions of the software. For that reason. Okay, so let's double check this mask and see where I've missed anything. Whoops, wrong color. So all of this here, all of this over here. Just cleaning. Ooh, I hit a spot. I'm gonna have to come back and probably undo a little bit of what I just did there. But this is just right here. Hit that spot. All right, so off the mask. Probably catch that bump right there. This bump right here. And then everything looks good here. Okay. All right, let's see. I might get my first professional commission. Peter, that is fantastic. Have you shared the new online foreign magazine about the article you contributed? I mean, I did. I shared it out on Facebook and Twitter and stuff, but that's the link from Kim right there. That's the magazine. That's the article that I wrote for Flern magazine on Flern.com. So if you haven't read it, definitely go check that out. Yeah, that makes sense to stay a little bit behind recent updates. Sometimes when the new updates come out, they have a few bugs. Yep. Yeah, Peter, that's super, super cool. I'm very excited for you in getting that commission. That is really fantastic news. All right, so that bit is done. Now I need to add a little bit of noise, and I need to zoom in and see how much noise I need to add. Think we'll go with a little bit more than 0.7, maybe 1% noise. Yeah, I think that'll be good. And I do think I'm going to do a little bit more mask just in here, just a hair, to get rid of some of the line, the backdrop kind of bits that you see there. All right. Okay, background's looking good. I'm happy with that. Let's move on. Gonna do a new blank layer, and we're gonna do a little bit of retouching and sample all layers. We're on the healing brush tool. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go, let's go. So tomorrow, there we go, all layers. So tomorrow we are going to a winery and just gonna hang out, have lunch. There's gonna be a band playing, so that'll be fun. And we've got our friends Jess and Josh, they're gonna come with, and have a nice kind of Saturday. That spot right there, that's gonna require the clone stamp tool. So let's grab that, also switch it over to all layers. And we're gonna make that edge a little bit hard and get rid of whatever that is right there. That looks good. Now down here, this area is a little bit darker. Those gotta go, a little bit of something. And over, that's the spot. That's the spot I hit. Okay, I need to go back to this layer, go back to the brush tool, and undo that right there. See what that was there? If I do that backdrop brush and I get on her, it messes up like the detail and the texture of her, the model or the subject in the shot. So I just want to make sure I run along this edge because I was a little bit aggressive before. Okay, so that looks good. Back here, stamp tool, back down here, and I took care of that. And now I do want to get rid of this little bitty bit right there. So can you tell us what the commission is related to, Peter, or is that stuff under wraps that you can't really talk about? Because I think you said you're working out the details. We're in the initial stages of discussing the project. If you can tell us anything about the project, I'd love to hear it. I think that's really fantastic. And if any of you have other projects that you are interested in sharing, please share. That's part of what we want to do here in this stream, is promote everybody else and share everybody else's stuff and help everybody get along and grow in their pursuits. Okay, so oops, I missed that right there. So a little cracking in the makeup. So we're going to address that. It's just the healing brush tool. I could do frequency separation on this, but I don't think it's really necessary. Ooh, and what have you guys been reading? I've been reading some Brandon Sanderson. Peter, I did finish that How to Be a Hero or whatever, Wearing the Cape book, and I think I've read 3 of them now. But I'm taking a little break so I can read some other stuff. Because, you know, you like if you get into a series and you're in it like for too long, it starts to get to be a little too much. So I like to take a break sometimes, and I'm reading Brandon Sanderson's Reckoners series, which is a little bit older actually, but it's really, really excellent. I'm really enjoying it, and it's neat because it's another sort of superhero type of story, but instead of like the superheroes are good guys, like all of the superheroes are basically bad guys. There are no actual superheroes really. And that's a really interesting premise. The idea is like people started getting powers because of this event they call Calamity, and then all of the people who get powers are basically just terrible tyrants, evil people that kill indiscriminately, and it's a really interesting premise and really interesting story. So I'm enjoying that quite a bit. All right. Let's see. We're in the... Yeah, that makes sense. Very cool. I think so, too. Addictive, aren't they? Yeah, they are. They're good books. As I might have told you, I live in a somewhat rough, low-income neighborhood. The place has gotten a lot of flack because of even worse neighboring areas. Ooh, so is this a neighborhood project? That would be really cool if it is. There we go. I'm looking forward to the winery tomorrow. I think that's going to be a nice, relaxing day. And Sunday, I'll probably be working on some projects because while I have like the course itself done, now I've got to get ready to launch the course, which means a whole bunch of other work that needs to be done that I need to do. So depending on what we're doing on Sunday, I might be spending some time working on that. Might even be doing some of that this afternoon. I'll definitely be doing some of that on Monday when I get sort of back to my quote-unquote regular work schedule. Oop, missed that right there. Let's see. So what I'm going to do is take shots showing the area in a better light. Nicely done. I love reading, but being at university and my time has just been taken away. That makes total sense. What was the book I was just talking about? So the book that I was just talking about is called, the one that I'm reading right now is called Calamity by Brandon Sanderson. Book 3 of the Reckoners. Okay. I type while I talk. I'm a sub-vocalizer. The 100-year-old man who climbed out the window and disappeared. It's really good, and a cross between Forrest Gump and comedic farce. Ooh, okay, so that's what you're reading, huh? No idea how they spell it the English translation. They're too bad. Where 2 bad guys come from. Hello, Emmanuel. Hello, hello, and welcome. Happy Friday to you. What's up in your world? This is looking pretty good. Ooh, I wanted to catch the forehead a little bit better. Like, one of the things that I'm finding, too, is, like, I'm looking at my retouching in 2 ways. In one way, I sometimes feel like I'm getting too into the weeds on it, but I also really like the way my images look when I get in there and I do more detailed, more more intensive work. But I'm still trying not to go like crazy overboard on my retouching stuff. Not that I ever really have gone crazy overboard, but you guys know what I mean. All right. Looking good, looking good. Did you read it in Swedish? The author was a reporter for a local newspaper. That's really cool. That's really cool. So, Gemma, what kind of like film projects are you interested in doing, or what have you done on your channel so far on your YouTube? I imagine a bunch of university projects, which was probably both stressful and fun. I'm guessing if I'm thinking about, it's been a while, quite a long while since I was in university, but that's kind of how I remember university being, both stressful and fun. Okay, we're getting there. Whoop, that's a little too zoomed in. Do you stream often? I do. I stream. I live stream my edits, Gemma, every Friday at this time at 1 p.m. And I want to start trying some other times for the edits. But 1 p.m. on Fridays, 1 p.m. my time, every Friday. And then Wednesday nights, we have a studio stream where we actually do photo demonstrations and answer questions and show like lighting techniques and things like that. So if you're subscribed to my channel, I schedule the live streams so that you can see when they're coming. But every Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. Central Time and every Friday afternoon at 1 p.m. Central Time, I am live streaming. Okay. This is pretty close to the end of like this stage of retouching. I think I want to do a little bit about this right here, but I'm going to use a different technique. I'm actually going to use frequency separation for that. Hey Julie, how's it going? It's been a little bit. What you been up to? In the book, thank you, honey, for the information on that. Most projects we either done as a group or I did myself. The stuff I did at university I haven't uploaded to my channel. I enjoy doing experimental creative videos. That's awesome. Please, when you get a minute, private message me on YouTube your channel link. I definitely want to check your stuff out. Thank you, PTEX. I appreciate that. 7 p.m. for you guys in the UK. Yeah. All right. So I think I'm just looking for any obvious stuff that I can get here with this retouch layer before I go into the frequency separation. I think I'm going to do like a tiny bit of liquefaction on this right here on her arm. Just a little bit, just a teeny tiny bit. And I want to get these stray hairs up here before I go on to frequency set. Ooh, that was ugly. Let's go back to this. Just get these couple of stray hairs that are catching the highlights right here. There we go. 8 p.m. for us in the Basques, and midnight for the photo blabs. Ooh, hey, that's awesome, Tim. Glad the call wrapped up. All right. Okay, so at this stage, I want to do some frequency separation to address the little crease in her neck right here and to deal with this here. But before I do the frequency separation, I'm actually going to do a merge visible and then do just a little bit of liquefaction right here on this. So merge right there. Let's go into liquefy. And right here, what I want to do is make this brush bigger and just basically I want to just straighten out her arm. That's really it. That's really all I wanted to do. So what I want to do here is just face aware. I don't need to worry about any of that stuff. That I think should be all that I need to. So let's take a look at what that does. Bam, that's perfect. That's it. That's all. Okay, good. Let's do a frequency separation layer here. Did I hit it? I don't think I hit it. There we go. Is it just me or is talking double today? How do you mean double, Tim? I have to take off now, but thanks. Awesome, Gemma. Hope to see you again in the future. Have a great day and a great weekend. It's good. Have not been taking some damn photos, but have been working. Oh, yeah, I've seen some of the watercolors that you've been posting on your Instagram, and the paintings are beautiful. Yeah, those are really cool, Julie. Okay, so I'm going to tackle this bit right here first. Lasso tool, I want a 0. I want this to be a hard edge. I'm going to just grab this right here, duplicate, move, and bring it right over here. And my goal here is, well, I might even be able to get them both. I'm going to just change that a little bit there. All right. And we're going to attach this layer to the above layer and then turn the blend mode back to normal. Okay, see, that's going to clean up that texture right there. Now with a mask and a brush, we can just remove this little bit right here with the white brush by doing this. A little bit of brush work is all. And the goal here isn't to like completely like totally and utterly eliminate it, because it would look totally unnatural, but just diminish it a little bit, like so. And I'll need to do maybe a little bit of extra touch up. That looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks really nice. So that's with and without. That looks really good. Boom, just like that. Fix that bit. Now we're basically going to do the exact same thing right here along the neck area here. This will need a little bit of touch up, so I'm actually going to leave that out of what I'm about to do and just kind of catch up to around this point, and then I'll use the clone tool to clean up the rest of that. So I think what I want to do is grab from like right basically in this area right here, like that, and let's duplicate that and let's move that and a bit. And I might need to do this like once or twice for positioning purposes, but you can get the idea here. I'm basically just taking a big chunk of texture and moving it, and then using the brush to just reveal the bit of it that I want along the way. And then this I'll end up going over a little bit with the clone stamp tool as well. But that's like the major big work right there. So that's good. Now let's grab the stamp, and actually I'm going to grab the healing brush first, and I want to, I forgot to turn off all layers. Just current layer now. And let's take care of that. And touch a couple of these spots right here. Thank you much. And the double noise is my fault. I had 2 videos running. That's funny. Yeah, it makes a big difference with the frequency separation. And it's a good technique to use for that kind of work. When you've got like a big kind of area that you need to sort of fix up a little bit. And now as I get in here, I'm going to be using the stamp tool, as I mentioned, because I want to be a little bit more careful and a little bit more precise right along the neckline right here. And I'll need to do like a little bit of regular cloning on a new separate layer, but this is looking pretty good. I just want to, that right there, and that right there. That looks pretty good. Just trying to soften that transition there a little bit. Okay. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to group these 2 together. Call that FS for frequency separation. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Works nice. A couple spots right there I want to touch up that I missed earlier. I can do that on the frequency separation layer. That's going to work just fine. That right there. That right there. A little bit right there. And I'm kind of always like looking to make sure I didn't miss anything else. Found it. One of the bad guys is called Bucket. Bucket. It's 1:45 already. Didn't get quite as much done because of the trouble I was having with Photoshop at the beginning of the stream. But I think I should be able to finish this one. The dodge and burn on this won't be an enormous job because her hair is pulled back like that. But I'm really digging this shot. This is looking good. Okay, so let's do a little bit of skin softening on here. This is coming along nicely. Maybe I should just go and edit some photos myself. Maybe. I wouldn't say no to that. I love it when you guys hang out, but if you've got something you need to do, like editing or whatnot, you should definitely go do that. Okay, brush tool, bright color. Let's do a little zoomy zoom. I edited one and put it on Facebook a few minutes ago. Awesome, Peter. I'll take a look at that when I finish up the stream here. For now, I'm going to focus on my edit. And I love the skin softening action that I use. I think it does a really nice job. It can be, if you don't change the settings right, it can be a little too aggressive, and this might be just a touch on that side of things, so I might diminish the level of it a little bit with the amount of blur. Instead of 2, yeah, I'm going to go with 3. That just adds in a little bit more texture back, which we're not going for like 0 texture here. We're just going for a nice bit of softening. And definitely not going to touch the tattoos because that's, you know, over the tattoos, like you can see if I go over the tattoos, it messes them up. So we're not going to do that. So we'll just go along the edges here. And the ink on the tattoo areas, you know, kind of negates the need for skin softening in that spot anyway. And she's got a lot of tattoos, which is awesome, by the way. So I don't need to do very much in the way of skin softening either. So mostly on the face, and you can see it's a subtle difference, but it just smooths. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Yes. Looking good. Dodge and burn time. And I'm going to need to update my action because I've been starting to use this black and white for dodging and burning, which just allows you to focus on the actual luminosity values, the bright and the darks, and not get distracted by the actual color of the image that you're dodging and burning. You don't want to. And don't. That's cool. Don't do it. I have days like that too where I don't want to. I think we all do. We can multitask, right? I'm not very good at multitasking, as you guys have probably noticed based on the amount of work that I get done when we do these live edits. Oh, I'm on the wrong. No wonder I wasn't seeing anything. I'm dodging and burning. Ooh, there we go. That's... Now I should start to see. Okay. Here we go. And you guys know, those of you who've been around the stream, you guys know that the dodge and burn is probably my favorite thing about editing, as far as like what it does to the look and the impact that it has, the effect that it has on a photo. Because it really does just really makes all the difference in the world to how your photo... Ooh, I don't like that little bit I hit right there. It really makes a huge difference in how your photo looks. This edge here. And then I think after this I'm going to have lunch. Late lunch for me. Really like your new method of dodge and burn. Need to watch closer to see how you do. Oh, the black and white part is super duper simple. In Photoshop, there's a black and white adjustment layer, and I literally just turn that layer on. So it's right here, black and white one, and it's adjustment layer. And I don't mess around with the actual color values. Like if you were doing an actual black and white conversion, you would want to mess around with those color values because it can change how your black and white will look. But my goal here is just to get a black and white for the luminosity values. And if you don't see this adjustments panel right here, you can go to Window and then click Adjustments, and that'll bring that panel up somewhere in your work area. Or you can just go to Layer, New, and then, or where it is, Layer, where's the adjustment layers? Where are the adjustment layers? Here we go, new adjustment layer. I couldn't find them. And then it's right here, black and white, and that'll add that layer for you. So it's, whoops, I just added another one, which I don't need, so I'm going to cancel. So there we go. I don't want it, but I should. It's for someone who asked me to take photos of their party. Oh, yeah, I get it. Like, yeah, I totally get that, Julie, because editing photos that... It's not that you don't care about the photos, right? Like, I get what you're saying, though. It's just not something you're super motivated to edit because you're not as excited about it as you might be about something else that you actually shot for yourself. Been there. Definitely done that. Now, I'm actually lightening this up here a little bit to diminish the sway of her neck, that seam that was there. So I deliberately lightened an area that technically would have been darkened if I was just following the luminosity values. I really enjoyed Wonder Woman. I thought it was a good movie. I know I said this earlier, but I'll say it again because you weren't here, Tim. And Kim will say her piece too, but I thought it was good. It's definitely worth watching. It's been the best DC extended, you know, whatever they're calling their universe. Oh, whoops, that's a tattoo area that I don't want to hit. Movie so far. I'm also going to lighten this whole area just a little bit here to diminish the attention. Ooh. I sometimes get a little sloppy, so I gotta try to maintain. Yeah, that was a little heavy though. Ooh, I'm gonna redo that a little bit. History, go back there. All right, so let's. There we go. Just very lightly go along there to give that a little bit of brightening. Now this whole edge kind of needs it. And then I'm going to come down here and just kind of darken that whole thing. Here we go. Hey, Christian, how's it going, man? How's it going? Oh, nobody else wants to go see it? That's a bummer, Tim. You should just go to the theater. I mean, I know it's maybe not considered cool to go by yourself, but who cares? If you want to go see the movie, I'd go see it. It's definitely worth it. Alrighty, so as far as skin, that's looking pretty good. So I'm going to turn off the black and white now. Yeah. That's nicely defining her. Good. All right, let's get on to the hair. And we should be wrapping this up fairly quickly. Make sure I'm on my dodge and burn tool yet. Wrapping up this edit, I mean. Yeah, it was Patty Jenkins who edited or who directed the Wonder Woman movie, and she did a really nice job. you hate to say something negative about a person who's dealing with a tragedy, but you 'cause I don't know if you guys seen that, but Zack Snyder's daughter recently committed suicide, which is it's something you never want anybody to go through. So when I say this about Zack, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I haven't enjoyed as much the movies that he's directed in the DC extended universe, the Man of Steel, or Batman v Superman. It's not that I didn't like Batman v Superman, but I definitely saw the errors or the problems, I guess you would say, in the movie. And I didn't think it was like a great movie. It was watchable, but it wasn't the best. And again, you kind of hate to say something like this when somebody's suffering from a tragedy, but the fact that his daughter committed suicide has led Zack Snyder to step out of working on the Justice League movie, and they've brought Joss Whedon in to finish it up. And they're just starting reshoots on the movie, which of course is a common thing for movies. It's not unusual for them to, do reshoots after some editing and whatever else. And it'll be curious. I'm gonna be very interested to see what Justice League looks like now that Joss Whedon is being brought in to finish it up for Zack Snyder, so that he can spend the time with his family and they can grieve and they can heal and do the things that they need to do. And I'm not at all saying that it was a good thing that she committed suicide, leading, to him stepping out of the movie. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say by this. I'm just saying that that is factually what happened. And with Joss Whedon in, I'm very curious to see how that movie's going to turn out. We'll never know what the Zack Snyder version would have been, of course, because he's stepping out of it. Okay, that looks nice there. I had to stop watching Supergirl. Yeah, we finished it, but Josh, honestly, I'm not digging the Arrowverse at all. Like, Flash, we had stopped watching Flash quite a while ago because I was just tired of Barry being an idiot, and I'm tired of, he's got to go faster. Like, it's always go faster because it's another speedster, and the only way to beat him somehow is that you need to go faster. That just got old, and I get it's the Flash, and the villain kind of, like the sort of core villains of the Flash tend to be other speedsters, right? Like I get that that's a thing, but my God, let's have a little bit of variety to the main villains. Like, Gorilla Grodd was awesome when they had him on. I don't know. I stopped watching Arrow quite a long while ago. Dropped Flash this season because it wasn't really engaging me, and we finished Supergirl because of our podcast that we were doing, but didn't enjoy it. To be perfectly honest, just didn't enjoy it. All right. I'm gonna just quickly hit up this jewelry, and then we'll call this a dodge and burn job, and we'll be about wrapped up here with this image, which is great. The way that Supergirl ended, if you haven't seen it, I won't say anything that would spoil it if anybody's intending to watch the season finale of Supergirl and hasn't had a chance to yet. But the way that the season of Supergirl ended, gives me a tiny bit of hope for the third season, and I'm not sure if I'm going to watch it or not. And I'm kind of waiting for industry news to come out about the third season to confirm what I think might be happening, which is why I might be hopeful and might be willing to try watching it again. So I know that's vague, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody who might be waiting to watch it or hasn't had a chance to see it yet. Alright, little pop on the jewelry. I am going to do just a little bit. I did her skin, but I didn't come down here. I didn't hit this. And although I could do this with the skin, I'm just going to do it with the hair layer because it's fine, and she's wearing the tights, so it's actually going to be a little bit more helpful to do it that way. There we go. Alrighty, so once I'm done dodging and burning, I trash the black and white layer. I just want to double check and see how the dodge and burn looks overall, and I dig it. So dump in that layer, and let's do a little bit of sharpening. Her eyes are heavily lidded here, so I'm actually not going to do anything to the eyes themselves. Yeah, Jessica Jones, Flash, the most overpowered superhero, and stupidest too. Like, it's just one of the things that's annoying about the Flash is he's just always dumb, you know. And we've talked about, like, we talked about this on our podcast, Kim and I did, when we were for Supergirl. But one of the biggest problems I have with these shows in general is the fact that the superheroes aren't smart about using their powers, right? Like, that's one of the stupidly annoying things about the Flash and Supergirl is, you know, they're in situations where they should so obviously be able to just, like, boom, with their powers, take care of the situation, apprehend the bad guy, disarm them, whatever the situation might be. I can see a bit of her eye, so I am gonna do just a little bit. And they just don't, and that's, like, really, really frustrating. You know, it even happened in the season finale of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which was a little bit annoying. To be fair, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. redeemed itself, but there was a particular scene in the season finale of S.H.I.E.L.D. that I found to be really annoying, and I think my wife did too. In fact, I know she did because we talked about it after the fact. It's like, you know, hello, why would you have done that instead of just using your powers to take care of the threat, which you so obviously could have done? And that's a huge problem with these superhero shows. What's the difference between your skin and hair layers? So the difference between those two layers in terms of the dodging and burning is the fact that the skin layer, they're both what's called a gray layer. So let me turn off the other layers. And I always forget the keyboard shortcut for, like, turning off all of the layers. But they're gray layers, right? So they're filled with 50% gray. And both of them are identical. So that's with the hair layer gone, and that's with the skin layer gone, right? And you can see that by dodging and burning on the gray layer, I lighten or I darken those layers. And then I actually dodge and burn the image itself because of the blending mode. And the soft light blending mode makes the dodge and burn a little less intense, basically. And I like that on the skin rather than the overlay mode, which I use on the hair mode. You can see it right here. The overlay is a little harsher, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm on the skin mode, and I'm going to zoom into 100%. We'll actually zoom in a little bit more on her face so we can see. And when I change the blending mode, watch what happens to her face. It's going to get harsher. The brights are going to get brighter, and the darks are going to get darker. And I'm just switching to overlay. And it's a subtle change, but it's aggressive enough that I don't like the way that it looks on the skin. And so by using the soft light, it just softens because the blending mode here is taking the light adjustment, whether it's brighter or darker, and applying it to the layers below, which is what leads to the dodge and burn effect. And the soft light does it softer and smoother and nicer. So that's why I use that for skin. And then the hair layer can be a bit more aggressive because it's hair, it's clothing, and jewelry and things of that nature, that it's okay to be a bit more aggressive on and bring out those highlights and those shadows. So that's what the difference is. A lot of people don't do it that way. There's like 5 million ways to dodge and burn an image. So this is just one possible way to do it, and it's the way that I happen to like doing it, but it's definitely not the only way. So we're going to use this red. That's a little too intense. I'm going to grab it from around here. And now let's change my brush to my boom and go ahead and make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to put it down here. 20%. Boom. All right, let's save it. I did enjoy Deathstroke and Malcolm Merlyn in Arrow. Malcolm Merlyn, yeah, he's a good character. Ooh, The Rock would be a good villain. I agree. He would be a really good villain. The Arrow finale was awesome, bringing back Deathstroke and Nyssa to fight with Oliver against Talia and Prometheus. Ooh, that's interesting. I'd have to do a lot of catching up. I'm still in day one of Photoshop, Tim says. Here's the podcast we did for Supergirl. Yeah, you guys, if you do enjoy Supergirl or you want to know our thoughts, you should definitely check that out. Did you ever ask? No, Don't Trust the Bee. Yeah, that was a good show. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. couldn't agree more. Just use your powers. Right. Just use your stupid powers. We're going to see the Baywatch movie, although I don't know if we're going to see it in the theater. Okay, so this image is done, and I'm going to close it out, and we'll go back to Lightroom, and we'll mark that as yellow so that it is complete, and boom, close that down. So I want to bring my attribute back up, and that was one that I actually rejected, so I'm going to remove the red label. And we're going to look and decide which one of these other two we want to edit. I think I like that one. I mean, I like them both, but I think I like this one a little bit better. I'm really happy with this one. But, you know what? I'm going to reopen this. So I'm looking at it now. Did I forget to turn the mode back to soft light? So it's looking a little bit harsh on her face, is why I'm going back to this for a moment here. And what I might do is just turn down the opacity on that dodge and burn layer. You need to put Kodi on your Raspberry Pi. Yeah, but we don't actually have like a lot of media that... Okay, that's the right blending mode. I am going to drop the opacity here a little bit. All right, let's see what that looks like. Thanks, I'll go again, but thanks for now. See you soon. Okay, Julie, catch you later. Have a great day. I did set it up as a gaming emulator for a little while, but yeah, I didn't do a lot with it. I want to actually reset it up as an emulator, but it ended up being something that I never spent any time on. As much as as much as I'd like to spend some time on it, I just choose not to because there are other things that I end up doing instead. So Raspberry Pi is something that I'm definitely interested in, but I just haven't used. All right, save. Almost there. With all these layers, it takes a little bit of extra time to save. Okay. So, yeah, that looks better. That looks much better. All right, so this and this, I want to match this. So we'll make that the primary. We'll do a synchronize settings. And we are going to go with this one right here. But first I want to close that grid down. My knee's bugging me a little bit. Okay, so again, we're going to start with the background fix. And in this one, I don't have that little dealio to get rid of. So I think I took it down to like 50. Although I like 56 a little bit better. I was going to try to have mine run the TV. One of the other problems, too, is like the Raspberry Pi I have, and I'm not saying this because I want to get a new one, because I don't need a new one. because I haven't used the old one. But the Raspberry Pi that I have is one of the first versions of it, and I mean they're meant to be underpowered little computers, right? But at this point now, it's pretty underpowered, and I don't think it's really going to be able to run any of the software, media software that you would want to run like Kodi or whatever. Although to be perfectly honest, like we have an Apple TV, and that's basically our Kodi. I mean, again, we don't own like a lot of media, digital or otherwise, so we tend to stream most everything. And the Apple TV works great for that because we can stream Hulu, we can stream Netflix, we can stream YouTube, and my understanding is Amazon Video is coming to Apple TV probably next week, or at least it'll probably be announced next week at WWDC. I just hope it comes to the version 3, which is the Apple TV that we have, because we don't have like the newest Apple TV that has that funky remote that everybody hates, and has an app store with games and all that kind of stuff. And we have an Amazon Fire TV stick, so we don't like need to upgrade if it doesn't come to the version 3. But I really hope it comes to the version 3 because I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know if any of you have used the Amazon Fire TV stick, but I personally think the interface on that thing is terrible. The software running it, I think, is pretty garbagey. It's serviceable. It does the job. You can watch your shows with it. But in my opinion, the experience of watching stuff on the Apple TV is far superior to watching it on the Amazon Fire TV stick. And that's my opinion. I'd be, happy to be proven wrong by somebody else, but that's what it's been like for me when we try to use the Fire TV stick. It just doesn't work as smoothly and nicely as the Apple TV does. The version 3 Apple TV we have is running a little bit slower than it used to, or it seems like it. Like when I go to YouTube, it used to always show me all the thumbnails of the videos right away, and now it doesn't show the thumbnails of a lot or sometimes any of the videos, and I just have to look at the titles. And sometimes it's a little, I don't know, Hulu is a little unresponsive occasionally, but whatever, it's fine for now. Alright, so right now I want to just focus on getting the areas close to her taken care of, and then I can switch over to the mask mode and do the edge cleanup for everything else. You have a Pi, won't stream too well. Yeah. Yeah, Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment, or in Apartment, whatever that show is. That was a funny show. James Vanderbeek playing himself was hilarious. He's got a good sense of comedy, and despite the fact that I never really watched Dawson's Creek, and so never really had any reason to not like James Vanderbeek. There's the anti-Dawson's Creek sort of folks that you'll have out there. Oh, whatever. But when I would watch the Bee in Apartment 23 with Kim, I always got a chuckle out of Vanderbeek. He did a good job in that show. And and it's a heck of a funny idea too, to like have him play himself in a TV show, have an actor play themselves. I mean, kind of like Being John Malkovich. That was a really interesting movie and an interesting idea, and I really enjoyed that movie too. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but that was a fun movie. There was that other movie, something about the orchids. I can't remember, but it was by the same guy who wrote the Being John Malkovich book. What was his name? I don't know if you guys want to Google that for me or not, but it's not really necessary if you don't want to. Oop, a little too much. nib's getting down on my my stylus here for my Wacom tablet. Wacom? Wacom? I don't know how you're supposed to say it. Ooh, that's a little too close. All right. Let's do a fit. Let's switch this and reset the view. And let's switch that mask over. I gotta make sure that that's not too close. Nope, looking good. As I clean up some of this edge work that I was doing. That's definitely too close right there. When move, yeah, I guess we'll have to get a new TV. We could get a new Apple TV. Whoops, the new version. I mean, this one that we've had has lasted us quite a long while, and it's been really great. So, I mean, upgrading to a new one I don't think would be the worst thing in the world. All right. I'll double check everything once I get out of this mask view so that I can make sure I didn't go too aggressive on any particular spot. But this is a nice way to kind of make sure you get like all the big areas nice and clean if that's what you're looking for. It's 220 already, 217 anyway. Whoop, boop, 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 boop. Tell you what, one of my favorite things about Photoshop and keyboard shortcuts is this keyboard shortcut right here that I use to change the size of my brush. My God, to me that is so much better than mashing the bracket keys constantly to change your brush size when you got to change it a lot. It's a far superior way to change your brush. And it's not, it's just the control on Windows or command on Mac and the space bar together that allow you to do it. I have it programmed into a keyboard, a single keyboard shortcut, but that's what it is. Okay, so now we're gonna go around the edge and see like right there, repair that. And I'm looking for any place where I got too close and I created that look of, yeah, see right there, that blue is kind of bleeding in on her. Right here you can see it a little bit. Make sure fingers are nice and clean. Looks like I might have gotten a little too aggressive in general. think next time I do this, I might try, because I've got a pretty clean background, I might try doing it with the selection tool. See right there, I got it too. I wonder if I could do a quick selection fairly easily and select out the model and then just like expand it and do like a you know what am I trying to say here? Okay, fit that. That looks good. Now let's do some retouch. New layer, blank. And we'll start with the sample all layers with the healing brush tool. I hate changing brush size in PS. Yeah, use that shortcut. It's way better. Taking the wife into red popping door, talking the wife into a red popping door. Oh yeah. Yeah, who knows? Well, and our TV is actually only 720p. Not that that's a big deal, not that it bothers us all that much. But our TV is technically, I mean, it's HD, but it's not like full HD. It's not even a full HD TV. But again, like, you know, I don't really care. It's fine. If we get a new TV, we can get an actual full HD one, and that'll be fine too. Or maybe even get a 4K TV. Bigger. Sorry, I'm not talking much. I'm concentrating. That looks pretty good, though. A little spot right here. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, I think, now that I think about it, my computer monitor on this iMac is actually of higher resolution than our TV. But our TV is like, I don't know, 37 or 42 or some inches. I mean, it's not an enormous TV, but it's a bigger TV. But bigger TV, less resolution. Okay, up here, that's going to be clone stamp job up here to get rid of like these stray hairs and stuff. So let's switch this to all layers. And no, let's go back to the healing tool. Maybe the healing tool actually is a better tool for this. I'm not going to get rid of all of it. I'm okay with some of it, but I definitely want to get rid of, like, that stuff right there I'm okay with. Alright, it's looking pretty good. Spyros Chem, is the TV LED or LCD? It's plasma, actually. That's how old it is. So it's got... I mean, we haven't burned anything into it, but it's one of those TVs where it can do the burn-in real easily if you're not careful with it. So I don't know what kind of TV we'll get whenever we get a new TV. Whenever we get a new TV. Let's spend money on more cats than a TV. Yeah, that's what I figured. You can have one of ours. Oh, cats. No thanks. We've got enough cats. All right. We'll do frequency separation right here. Do a little smoothing there, I think. I haven't decided. That might look too unnatural to smooth that out. but we'll take a quick peek. We'll give it a try and see what it looks like. All right, this is looking pretty good. Plasma had great colors, but the reflections off the glass. Yeah, that's another thing that I hate. Like when we're watching TV, I cannot stand a glare on the TV because then all I can ever see is the stupid glare and I can't actually see what's happening on the show. So when I watch TV, I like to close all the curtains and basically black out the room so I can actually see what's on the stupid screen. We're planting, yeah. that's what you just put. Yeah, that's the other problem. Or even like Supergirl and stuff is always really dark. All right, so we're at a point where it's close to the end of the stream. I'm going to save this. I'm going to keep working on it a little bit, but I'm going to wrap up the stream here in just a couple minutes because, quite honestly, I've got to go pee, and I don't want to keep holding it in. So we'll wrap it up at our usual time in just a few minutes here, and call it a day. All right, so I got that save point. I'm going to bring on the frequency separation now. Let's take it up to 10. I think that should be good. And while we got a couple minutes left, let's see what we can do here. So I think I'll go with the lighter side and see what that looks like. I don't want any of the tattoo. May or may not be enough. Okay. Let's do the little attachy bit. Change the blend mode back to normal. Mask that bad boy and brush-a-rooney. I think this is going to work. So we'll merge that down and we'll do it again. That's darker there though, so now I'm going to grab this spot of texture here. I'll actually do clone work in the tattoo area. TMI? Well, you know, I mean, it's a fact of life. When you gotta pee, you gotta pee. That's how the body works. It's not like it's that big a deal. Mask, and this is working splendidly. Another great technique. Yeah, like you can still see the line there, but it's just not so harsh, and that's what I was going for. So now I'll actually come in here and do a little bit. I'm on the stamp tool. I need to be current layer only and get that there, and then we'll come in here and we'll just kind of clean this up here a little bit, and then we're going to save it, and then I'm going to go pee and end the stream and go pee in that order. Looks good. Let's do save. Thanks for the education. Learned a couple PS things. Awesome. Might be on to day 2. That's awesome. TMI would have been if you had a bottle next to the desk in case of emergencies and then showed it to us. Yeah, that would be way too much TMI. I have a bottle. This is my water bottle that I drank water from. Not that I would ever do that into. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say never because sometimes you got to do something, but I certainly wouldn't do it here and now. So on that bit of TMI, I'm going to end this. So thanks so much, guys, for hanging out with me. As usual, make sure that I have my buttons and things I got to touch. And I don't mean drinking emergencies, right? Thank you, everybody. As always, I appreciate it. Have a wonderful weekend. Make sure you get out there and take some damn photos. We'll see you next Wednesday for Photo Blab and next Friday for the next live edit. Bye-bye.